Hey, it's David. Welcome or welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get in the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought that hopefully will encourage you. I'm calling it the power of presence. So this year I'm reading the chronological Bible. I've never done that before. Have you? Well, it's the Bible sequentially in the time frame in which it was written. And so I'm excited about that. And so we started in Genesis as normal, and now we're in the book of Job. Wow, okay, that's new. But you know, it's the chronological sequence of it. So we get introduced to Job, and many of you know the story as you're watching this. And so his friends come along, and they sit with him for 7 days in silence. Don't say a word. I mean, how countercultural is that? How counterintuitive is that, right? But they do. They sit there for 7 days, don't say a thing because of the suffering. They're just crying and being there with him uh, until one guy speaks up, and then basically he says, "You know what? This is your fault. You've sinned, and God's just in punishing you with this." It's like, okay, that's not helpful, right? And you know, it reminds me of me. You know, when I was a young pastor, I was in the Assemblies of God, and one of our parishioners was in the hospital dying. And you know, he was there, his wife was there, so I came up to do a pastoral visit. And I'm just young and immature and don't know hardly what I'm doing at all. And so I trying to comfort her and say, well, you know, Sister Sanders, you know, to be absent from the body, just to be present with the Lord. And, you know, his name's in the book of life. And, you know, he'll say hallelujah here and Luya there when he dies. And, you know, just quoting scripture, well, you know, God causes all things to work together for good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And on I went. And she was so patient with me. She says, that's right, Pastor David. Yeah, thank you. Well, then their old Sunday school teacher, you know, came in. He kind of shuffled in, greeted her, went over to the side of Brother Sanders, held his hand, and just cried. Just tears came out, just cried, and didn't say hardly a word. And he says, well, I got to go. Hugged Sister Sanders and left. Okay. Are you feeling this moment? So I'm just sitting here taking this all in, getting schooled and educated, because what I came to realize in that moment is that what I said, Sister Sanders would never remember. And what that old Sunday school teacher did, she'd never forget. And it's the power of presence. You know, if Job's friends would have just left, packed up after on day 8, hugged him, said, we love you, and what can we do to serve you, and then just went home, they would have been better off. We might have been naming our children after those people. They've been heroes of the faith, Hebrews chapter 11, right? But we, you know, they weren't helpful at the end of the book of Job. You know, God wasn't pleased with that. So the power of presence. So I know it's awkward when you're with a friend and they're going through a terrible time, they're suffering horrifically, or they've had a death in the family. Um, you know, but don't feel the pressure to have the right words. Just your presence is enough. Is my encouragement to you. Just, hey, you know, I don't quite know what to say, but I'm praying for you. I love you. I'm here for you. What can I do for you? And then maybe the Lord will give you some initiative to be proactive, to see a need and meet it. Maybe it's a practical need like taking the trash around or mowing their lawn, or say, hey, let me run that errand for you, or pick up that prescription for you, or make some I don't know. You know, just have some self-awareness about what they're going through and be proactive. Or it could just be, I'm here. I'm here. That's it. And you know, that's enough, and that's good. And they'll not forget you, that in the time that they needed you, you were there. Okay. So I hope that encourages you a little bit. I hope you learned the lesson from my failure as a young pastor, and don't repeat what I did. Just be there. Just love on people, and don't feel the need to have to explain everything. Uh, and I think you'll be okay. All right, so for now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you. I'm never against you. God bless you. See you in the next video.